All right, Panther fans. Now, for those of you who are waiting to take your bets to Vegas, there will be no predictions in this video this morning. It's too early. All right. So, wow. I I knew it. I knew they had this in them. I don't know what that was. I don't even know what you call it. Basically, winning when you should, but then you shouldn't, and you should. But whatever. Something flipped last night. Maybe it's just in my head. I don't know because I got this head cold. But that has to change. That has to change things, right, Stu?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this whole thing about nervousness, number one, I don't even know why they were nervous. I made a point on a video when we got demolished by Montreal. And I thought it was a mistake at the time, those 4 games, we were soft. Yeah. Instead of just carrying, maybe we take the loss against Boston, but it just, we should have just played at the same intensity that we did those last 3 games and not gone into, game 1, just, at 80%. But here's how I want to start this. Because we make a lot of observations. And I think, last night was just validation about what we observe and what we say. I think, I'm just kind of throwing this out there. Instead of watching the video of the previous game, Bruno showed our video to the players. Because number one, he put Sherratt with Ekblad and Uyghur with Forsling, which is exactly what we said.
Right.
The other thing was we talked about the dump and chase and winning the battles.
Right.
We did that.
Yep.
And then we talked about, the supposed nervousness, which, I thought we dominated the whole game. And obviously, we took too many penalties.
Yeah.
Super mad at the headshot that, Oshie gave on Bennett.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Forget about the fact that caused the goal. They made an observation on the post game that the Panther players, were concerned about Bennett. He popped right up, but obviously an obvious headshot, and that second or two that the Montour specifically that they froze, Kuznetsov goes in and scores, and the referees just are so bad. How they call some things. They got Montour on something hooking.
He
hardly touched the guy.
I know.
But then they let blatant penalties on the Caps. Somebody gets tackled that doesn't have the puck. That's blatant, obvious interference, and they don't call it. The fact that we overcame that and, tied the game, we definitely got some puck luck when, Bruno pulled Bob.
Yeah.
And, that defenseman shot it down the ice. He was right in the middle of the ice, and it just hits the side of the net instead of going in and the game's over.
Yep.
So I just had a feeling we were going to tie it. I actually thought we were going to tie it with like 30 seconds left, but it doesn't matter. We tied the game.
Right.
And then we come out in overtime and we got a lucky break. Usually in the playoffs, goals are scored a couple of ways. I mentioned it in, one of the past videos. And the main thing is defensive mistakes.
Right.
And what the Capitals were doing constantly in the game before was they just kept flipping the puck out.
Right.
Every chance they just flip. And fortunately for us on that play, the Caps player didn't do that.
Right.
And I think it was Gudis that got that got it up to Bennett, who got it up to I don't know. Maybe it was Bennett that no, it was Verhaeghe.
Right.
So that was just top shelf right corner.
Yep. And the thing about Gudis, um, and this is what I was happy to see last night. And please, if I'm going to preface this by saying, if this man changes the defensive pairs, just please somebody show up at FLA Arena and remove him from the game, because it was perfect. Sherratt works perfect with Ekblad. And the other thing he did was that in those high pressure situations, it wasn't an automatic that he was throwing Mackenzie Weegar out there. Gudis had a hell of a game. Forsling made some plays. Montour was out there. He's finally using the guys. We got guys. We've been saying it for so long. Excuse me.
I don't know if you noticed it, but towards the end of the game, he put Weegar out there with Ekblad. I don't know if it was
Well, that was I did notice it, but I believe when I saw that there was a penalty we were killing. When we were switching to PK, he was putting Ekblad and Weegar back together again. I
don't understand that. Weegar should not be killing a penalty.
Well, I think one of them
it should be Forsling out there.
Right. Well, I mean, that I understand, but I'm playing the result there and saying, I mean, I don't even think Washington had 20 shots on goal. And
they had 16.
Right. Yeah. So and we've shown before in road games that we can just lock teams down and not allow shots if we play smart hockey. And then of course you got to give Bobrovsky credit, because there were a couple of still high danger chances. And I'm going back to game one again. That's all I was saying, was when we make those mistakes, Bob has to make those saves for us to win.
And he did it on at least two breakaways.
Right. Yeah.
That breakaway before he got pulled was fantastic.
Yeah. No, the game. I thought the game was over there, because that's how we usually, you know what I mean? That's typical Panther style is that's how game would have been finished off. Washington had every opportunity to finish us off. That's for sure, because Samsonov played a hell of a game and we just could not get, and it it seemed like it started early in the game when Huberdeau had an absolute ridiculous opportunity in front of the net. And it seemed like I saw a few guys do this where they're getting what looks to be open in front of the net, and they're like slowing down and waiting way too long. Like they're waiting for a certain pass or for somebody else to come up, open.
Yeah.
And the other thing with that is Barkov. I saw all over Twitter. I see people in the comments wondering if he's hurt, because like if you saw that towards the end of the third period, I guess it was at the end of the shift, and he came into the offensive zone with the puck, and I don't know who it was, but the guy just barely just like shoved him, and Barkov just like and like went off the puck, and it's like, is this guy hurt? What the hell is going on?
He got punished either in game one or game two. I was noticing they had at least two players just crushing him against the boards.
Right.
So who knows? But
right.
You made a comment yesterday about Hornquist not showing up. I kind of disagree with you on that. I even texted you during the game that I thought he was hustling his ass off. I don't know who else you said didn't show up, but
I mean, if I said didn't show up, I guess I was talking about the end where I think Lomberg should come in.
Yes.
And so I'm trying to find who I think should exit. And if you want to keep Achari in there for faceoffs, then all you really have left is Hornquist. And I know he's got the veteran leadership and everything like that, but I don't know if you're going to put. I think we need Lomberg in at home.
I don't know. I have to disagree with you for once. I think you just leave it be. Now, you know who doesn't get his just due, his props? Luosterainen.
Yeah.
That kid has played solid, especially on the power play. He needs face-off work,
Right.
But for the most part, he's a smart player, and I just thought he had a solid game. Marchman's an animal.
Yeah. He's not human.
You can't say Marchman's probably the hardest working guy on the team.
Yep.
And he won the board battles yesterday.
Right.
And
Yeah.
they have 2 players draped on him. So yeah. So I don't know what else we can talk about. The power play is just
it doesn't look all that bad now. But I've been watching the Tampa series, obviously, and just watching their puck movement. And it's not just the puck movement. It's if you watch our power play, we're so far spread out. But if you watch Tampa's, their guy running it is not at the blue line. They've got that thing really, really compact. And they scored the other night on that same. And now it pisses me off when I see them do it to other teams, because I want somebody to stop it. That freaking Kucherov thing where he fakes the shot and everybody bites, and then it's a pass to either Point, or I think in this chance it was Sergachev.
Yeah, the middle guy.
Yeah. Well, no, this time in the last game, he did that move and he was able to cross ice pass it. I think
Stamkos?
No, I think it was Sergachev. I don't remember who it was, to be honest with you, but it wasn't. I don't think it was Point. It wasn't Point in the middle. He got it all the way across, and they scored. And I just want to see one time. I want to see somebody not bite on that. It's a good move. I mean, there's no way around it. And then the other parts of the power play and is what the hell's happening with Anthony Duclair?
Yeah.
He's not playing his game. He's not using his speed, and when he's getting those opportunities on the power play, he's not taking the one-timers. He's getting the puck.
I still say he's too far down to the goal line.
Right.
His angle, he's only got a small little area to shoot.
Yeah.
You made a really good point in your recap last night about Ekblad, not getting it on net. That at least twice the Caps, blocked the shot.
Yeah.
In fact, one led. Was it a breakaway or I don't know?
Yeah.
But he's got to be careful about that. Another key factor is getting the puck in the zone. Because again, the Caps have the blue line covered.
Yeah, they do.
So,
well, we
anyway, there was another thing that bothered me, and that's Huberdeau continually tries that cross ice pass.
Yes.
And he did it at center ice. Which led, that turnover, almost led to a goal. Uyghur had one blatant mess up, which we got lucky. If you remember that, I can't remember when it was, but
that's good.
That's really the only critique on him.
That's good.
On a positive note, Huberdeau made a fantastic play on a breakaway where he lifted the Cap stick, didn't take a penalty.
Right.
Just made an awesome play, but hustled, which, that's the type of play that you need. You need the forwards, coming back and
no, you have to
hustling their ass off instead of, gliding back.
Right.
So,
well,
big win, big.
No, season's over if we lose that game. And when Washington scored, and it just, I mean, they hit on Bennett, the way that whole thing went down. And then on top of it, listening to the TBS announcers, just he absolutely crushes Bennett to the head. No call, nothing.
Yeah, if there's not at least a 1-game suspension,
right?
I mean, they've given suspensions to us that was, less.
Yeah, way less.
So we'll see what happens today. If we see something on Twitter, I don't even know if they do any hearings in the playoffs. During the regular season.
Right.
They give the player a chance to explain, but first of all, he didn't have the puck. That was it reminded me, not as drastic, but it reminded me of the David Booth hit.
Yeah.
You know, he was so vulnerable, but if I was Bennett, I would have just, laid on the ice.
Yeah. But,
No, the fact that he bounced up, I mean, all you had to do was see the bloody eye and the blood on his jersey. He should have just laid on the ice. Maybe they would have called it. You know how many times we've gotten late calls.
Right.
A lot of times the crowd causes the ref to call a penalty.
Yeah.
So we just gotta feed on this win and look at it like, hey, we're back in the series. It's
Right.
3 games. We got the home ice advantage. Got to take it to them next game.
Yep.
Just last night was Panther hockey, and again,
Right.
they ended up with 16 shots, but there was a period there. I think they got 4 shots in one period, Caps, where they only had 13 shots. So they ended up with 16 shots, which is
Oh yeah, I mean, I was
amazing.
looking at it like halfway through the second period, and they had like 7 shots. I mean, it was just
So that's another thing, where it just validates what we said on the last video, which is puck possession.
yeah, and playing smart with the puck.
You can't score unless you have puck possession, and we had puck possession most of the game.
And I noticed a strategy that they used to enter the zone. I want to try to remember how this was. You'll have one guy enter the zone near the boards with the puck, right?
Mhm.
Behind them is another Panther. When the first guy who has the puck, Washington immediately attacks, right? So then our guy is just back passing to our other player who's already entered the zone, and then that guy is sending the puck deep. So it's I saw it multiple times. So we're definitely doing it on purpose. So instead of just getting in and dumping it to themselves, they're letting that first guy come in with the puck with a little bit of momentum, and then he's pushing it back. But the guy, the original player, he's already headed towards the boards. And then the second player is just sending it all the way down to the boards. And I think that's why we were winning board battles a lot more, is because we were actually figuring out a way to get some momentum coming into the zone that way. Because I mean, look, they're clogging it up. And we were going to have to break out at some point or give in, I should say, and play that game and prove to them that we can win that style, and
I just thought the key, the big key, 2 keys to the game was this, the switch up on the D.
Oh yeah.
Splitting Weegar and Ekblad up finally.
Yeah.
Sherratt and Ekblad, just, and also that left-right combination. I can't believe that Sherratt hit a crossbar.
Oh, I know.
Another inch and it's in the net.
Right.
And I think we were tied at that point in time.
Yeah, I think we were tied.
So that's one key. And of course, the other key was Bob coming up with the saves when we needed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, he did it on, at least 2 breakaways. Got to give Kuznetsov credit. I mean, he just waited Bob out, and Bob went down.
Yeah.
And that's what happened on Verhaeghe's first goal.
Yeah.
It was just a split-second delay, and Samsonov just opened up the 5-hole. So
yeah, it's interesting how the Kuznetsov goal happened, and your theory, if Bennett would have just laid there, Kuznetsov took so long with that puck, they might have just blown the whistle.
That's right.
You know what I mean? But of course,
that's right.
Can you imagine the Capitals fans if Kuznetsov's sitting there one-on-one against Bob and they blow the whistle?
Right, but that's probably what happened, because I think that's the protocol.
Yeah.
If a guy's down. Now, if the referees blow the whistle and they go over to Bennett, they're going to see blood.
Right. No, I don't know how that ends up. I mean, it's the fact that there was a goal scored on it is inconsequential to the fact that how was that not an immediate whistle and a penalty? I mean, I don't understand. The rule for that really has been they're supposed to call it and then go look at it to see if it was a head shot or not.
They just blew it. They
Yeah.
just blew it. Period. Ended.
Right.
I got another observation. So I'm watching the Calgary game, and this is something that the Panthers should watch. Johnny Gaudreau is really a terrific player, and he got a penalty shot last night.
Oh, did he?
And he came in and he dropped the shoulder like he was going to shoot off his back foot or whatever. And Markstrom bit, I mean, not Markstrom, whoever was the goalie on Dallas, Ottinger.
Right.
And he bit. And of course, Giroux, Giroux, 5-hole.
Right. 5-hole.
So that's a lesson to be learned instead of trying to deke back and forth. And that's how Bukestad actually scored on that shootout goal that went 20 players.
Yeah.
Dropped the shoulder and, the player bites. I mean, the goalie bites and, it's in the net. So I don't know what are observations that we could make. I know. I'm worried. We'll see. We're doing this without, having to face Tom Wilson.
Right.
I told you at the beginning when we previewed the series, when Wilson got hurt, that, that's a player that makes a difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
So obviously I'm hoping, he's, continues to be out. I don't know why I got this sneaky feeling that he's going to be back. Especially, these last 3 games, 2 games, whatever, are crucial.
Here's I've seen this happen in sports a lot. When a key player gets injured, everybody steps up to make up for that key player being injured. And then that guy's first game back, everybody kind of takes their foot off the gas just a little bit because they figure, okay, whew, so-and-so is back. Things are going to be normal again. And that edge that they had because he was out, they lose it. So I'm not afraid of this team anymore. I'm honestly sick and tired of the fact that it's this difficult of a series. And that's no disrespect to any Washington fans that are watching. I have a feeling, I've seen people say it in the comments, and I agree with that. I have a feeling, and what you were saying, Lindsay said last night too. This team needs to come out tomorrow night and put this team to sleep and just bury them and take charge of this series.
Right from the opening whistle.
Right.
Play Panther hockey, the waves.
Right. Right.
4 lines of
enough
continual,
of this. Right.
Like a tsunami.
Yep.
Like we had Huberdeau scored, 2 minutes and 45 seconds into the game, the other game that we lost. But that's the type of, get 2 goals in the first, let's say 10 minutes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they're on the defensive instead of us being on the defensive.
Yeah. Once
and then just, again, we scored 322 goals this year, the number 1 offense.
Right.
I realize that the players, the playoffs is a different animal. But I said it the other night. We have the ability to put up 5 goals, 6 goals. Samsonov's been really good.
He's been good. He fitting to be due. Let's put it that way. They're all. I'm not saying he's James Reimer, but James Reimer is going to play out of his mind for a game or 2, and then eventually he's going to turn into James Reimer. And
you know what the difference is?
What's that?
We're 0 for 13 on the power
Oh,
play.
jeez. Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
0 for 4 last night. A power play goal here and there makes a big difference.
I was concerned about that because we got those 3 straight and we made nothing happen. And then you knew call was coming. You can't just give a team 3 straight and not have a retribution call.
A makeup call happens all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if the infraction was, that bad.
No,
I don't remember what it was, but
at that point the refs are just looking
the refs are just inconsistent. That's the problem.
Right.
If they're going to call everything, call everything. Luckily, we didn't have those scrums where, punches are thrown, or like Bennett gets that double minor, basically, reacting to Mantha. Was it Mantha? Or I don't know. Somebody.
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah. And he took him down in a like self-defense.
Right.
So,
well,
anyway.
We saved the season last night, and now
the door's open.
And I want to change we need to change the slogan from time to hunt. The new slogan is enough of this fucking bullshit. Okay. That's the new slogan.
Yeah. I never liked time to hunt.
All right. I think I'm going that's the new slogan. Okay. Yep. Because I've had enough of this fucking bullshit. I want to win. I've been sick for 8 straight days now. I'm irritable as fuck. That's 2 F-bombs. I got 1 more. I can still monetize the video. Enough of
this pucking stuff.
Exactly. Just absolutely enough of this garbage. Put Washington out of their misery. Let's move on to the second round. And that's not disrespect to Washington. I know you guys got a good team, but you guys got your cup. To the Washington fans that are watching, you got your cup. Now lay off ours.
I think they came into the league with Kansas City in 1975.
Right.
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. And they won, and it took them 30 years. I mean,
yeah.
No, what am I saying?
Well,
I don't know. Whatever it was, it took them a lot of years to finally win the cup.
That's 40.
Our team is almost 30 years.
Yeah.
We're due.
We're due. We're due. And I don't want to hear the.
But let's take it one series at a time. We're pretty sure that Tampa's going to, I don't see the Leafs coming back, but you never know.
Well, that's 2-2, right?
No.
Is tonight game 4? Or did they?
I don't.
No.
I don't know. Somebody correct us, but I think they're up 3.
Yeah, no. They already played 4. It's 2-2.
Okay.
Yeah, because because I'm thinking of the last thumbnail I did. Yeah. Here, let's because I've been recapping the series, so I better freaking know. Yeah, because they started Monday. We'll see whose phone works faster.
Yep, 2-2. Bruins and Hurricanes, 2-2.
Yeah.
Bruins. Blues and Wild, 2-2.
Right.
Kings and Oilers, 2-2.
Jesus.
Pittsburgh Rangers, 3-1. Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. That's what happened to Shesterkin.
Flames Stars, 2-2. Like I said, every series is 2-2, except Penguins and and Colorado.
In Colorado, yeah.
So
and I mean, who saw that coming with Shesterkin? I mean, geez.
Yeah, I mean, he looked awful. I saw the recap of that game. He let in so many goals.
Right.
Last night.
That's. I feel bad.
I don't know. I think what was it? 7-3.
It was 7. Yeah.
Game? Yeah.
I think they've scored 7 on him twice.
Yeah, he should have been pulled. There were, like I said, there were at least 2 goals that he just fanned on.
Right.
So,
yeah. But what started that was Tampa Toronto. It's 2-2 and the 2 games are at Toronto. So they got just as much technically as of a chance as the Panthers do, with the best out of 3 with 2 at home.
Oh, I so want to see Toronto and the Panthers
Yeah,
square off.
yeah, I'm so sick of that.
I don't want to see. I don't want to see Tampa
No,
because
I just
based on previous the series last year,
right.
the pregame, and pretty much all the game. It's a bloody war
Yeah.
between these two teams.
Right.
And even if the Panthers beat Tampa,
Yeah.
they're going to come out of that series all bruised and banged up, and
Right.
God forbid somebody gets hurt.
Right.
So again, let's stick to our business.
Yeah.
We're going to have a full house tomorrow.
Yep.
It's going to be loud. And I just want to see them just totally destroy them, like demoralize them.
Yep.
Because then we can go into game 6 and pretty much do the same thing and finish it off.
Yeah,
so
these
I don't want
guys
this series to go 7 games. Like
No.
you said on the recap, we're going to win the next 2 games. Let's hope that your prediction comes true.
These guys, last thing I'll say is lock them in a room and just bring up the 396 series against the Bruins, the Flyers, and the Penguins, and just make them watch that. Make them watch the last games of those series, because we get a serious lead and then we'd bury these teams. And of course, we weren't scoring 6 and 7 goals, but they got buried mentally. Go watch that game 7 against Pittsburgh and watch Lemieux and Yager, and they're just looking at Beezer and they're like, "But we give, it's yours, dude. We can't take this anymore." The Beezer emotionally abused those men in those series. It was, and so we need to do that offensively with our scoring. That's the only way you could do it. And
well, remembering those series, once they beat the Bruins, the confidence level went up here.
Right.
And then once they beat Lindros and the Flyers, confidence level went up there. And again, we're facing Lemieux and Yager in their prime.
Yeah.
We're facing Mario Lemieux, who was probably the best player at that time.
Yep.
And he was stymied.
Yep.
You're right.
Yep.
And Beesbrook stole that series.
Yep.
But the rest of the team were just inspired.
Right. Exactly.
So I would hope that the Panthers' confidence level is now, if it was here,
right,
it's now. And again, all it's going to take is coming out hot and heavy from the opening whistle.
Yep.
And I have a feeling, the Caps are going to try and just be really physical. And we have to match that. And again, got to take advantage of the power play.
Yeah.
We get at least 1 power play, maybe 2 tomorrow. We're going to win the game.
Yep.
Because our 5-5, there's nobody better 5-on-5.
No. And when we decide to play lockdown defense, we're extremely capable of it. We've shown it.
Another thing is that we were the leading team scoring on the rush.
Yeah.
2 of our goals were scored on the rush.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we're not losing another game this series. I just won't allow it to happen. It just can't happen.
Amen, brother.
That's it. Enough of this. When we were, I can't even, like I said in the recap, I went dark on everybody. When Washington scored, the phone was just smoking. And I was just like, I just shot at the bird. I'm like, I can't. That's what I texted you, was I can't do this. And that's the last anybody heard from me.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. I
don't know. I think you said you were nauseous.
Yeah, I might have said something like, I can't do this, I'm going to vomit or something like that. But that was it, man. My brain broke. I couldn't.
Last comment for me.
Yeah.
So again, on the NHL Network recap, they were talking about Carter Verhaeghe and how we basically got him for nothing. I think the deal was $900,000, and Billy was talking about analytics. And just to show you, Mr. Panther, he said when we scouted him or whatever,
right. Yeah.
We were looking at his analytics, and they were like off the charts.
Right.
I was waiting for him to come alive. Now,
Yeah.
because I don't think he, even though he, he puts in the effort, he's always hustling and, but I think he tries to do too much.
Right. But that came
Especially
in,
when he goes
Yeah.
around and tries, he goes behind the net and,
right.
he comes out the other side. Now, if we get Anthony Duclair
Right.
to,
To
wake up from his, sleep,
Yeah.
I would love to see, a 2-on-1 or a play where Duclair, uses his speed and blows by the Caps defenseman and,
Right.
Pops one in.
Right.
And I'd like to see him maybe with his one-timer get a goal on the power play.
Yeah.
They just got to figure out a way of, of getting him the puck. And I still think he should move back a little bit. I think, he's too far to the goal line.
He's too, the angle is.
His angle from where he is, he's just got limited space.
Right. Right.
And
the
shot's gotta be perfect.
Yeah. And in closing for me, I think what I'd like to see Ekblad do is figure out, pull a Kucherov. Go, pretend like you're going to make that massive shot. When the Caps player dives to block it, puck's still on your stick, distribute it or juke around him and then take your shot. Just can't let that happen again.
Find a way to get the puck on net for Reinhart to do his thing.
Right.
I mean, look what happened on the tying goal.
Right.
I mean, the puck bounced.
Yeah.
And as it was coming down, it didn't bounce high, but Reinhart basically, took the shot as the puck was hitting the ice.
Yep.
So anyway.
Yep.
That's
all right, guys. We're not losing again. That's the final word. So not
comments,
this series. Yep.
Hit some like. We're getting a lot of views, guys.
Yep. We really appreciate it.
Relatively speaking. We'd obviously welcome comments, but if you like the videos we're doing, hit the like button. If we get, 1,000 views on the last recap we did, and we only get 99 or 100 likes, I mean, does that mean 900 people didn't like our video?
No, I think, well, we'll go with Stu's request to hit the like button, but I'll do some research and figure out what the standard ratio is, because they've been hitting the like button a lot more. Let's put it this way. They've been listening. They've been doing it. So
yeah, I just want to know, like the last video we did where we kind of said, this is what the Panthers need to do, like splitting Uyghur and Ekblad up.
Oh,
I mean,
they finally
both of us been saying that forever. So, again, validation, pretty much what we said the Panthers had to do last night.
Right.
They did.
Right. And just leave it. Please, Bruno, please. I'm begging you.
Yeah.
Leave it. 16 shots. There's your proof. You know what I mean? So, all right, guys, we appreciate all the support. And I'll be back tonight with Tampa and Toronto. And then the deal with tomorrow. Oh, a couple of people asking about the live stream. Stu is shaking his head no when I'm fixing to say still maybe. We'll still say maybe.
Save your energy, number one.
The problem is that I can't kick the head cold. So like yesterday I wanted to do it, but then like by 2:00 the headache starts. I get all this sinus pressure and everything, and I can't take any more drugs for it because my stomach is torn up from it. So I'm just cutting it out.
Don't like, we're asking Bruno to stick what he's doing. Just stick what you're doing
right now. Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm superstitious about stuff.
Yeah.
Like today, obviously, I'm wearing the red shirt and the red hat.
Right. Gotcha.
So
yeah.
Anyway,
all right, guys.
I'm hoping to go tomorrow night. I'm just waiting to see if my tickets come through.
Yeah.
I might need a ticket for tomorrow. We'll see. I don't want to miss the game. And that's it, man.
You'll be in the building. You'll be there.
Yeah, I usually find a way to get in.
Yep.
So if there's anybody watching that has an extra ticket, I don't really care where it is, just to get me in the building. But I have a good feeling I'm going to get them.
You'll get them.
We'll see.
Yep.
Anyway, that's it, guys.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.